It's true. What they spoke of is true. That band of mercenaries, pirates, whatever you want to call that munchkin lot. Murderers, the whole band of them.
Don't go getting yourself worked up again, Jim. The battle's over now. Here, have a pint on the house.
You didn't see it. You weren't there. Ilithir was right about them. They summoned a whole storm out of thin air, Mary. Practically ran a siege against the town with the wind and waves.
I staved off the wee halfling with a knife, don't you know? Held my own to defend this place, I did.
Oh, the little. I'll never forget the discordant tune that spread his tetanus so deep within. Ilithir couldn't have prepared us for that if he tried.
Well, don't go speaking ill of him now, Jim. You know they'll be out of your hair and in his hands soon. Don't you worry.
Oi, hope isn't lost. Once they go through that portal and they truly see what lies against them, hell awaits that rancid lot, it does.
Welcome to the Lazy Bardcast. I'm David Williams, the Dungeon Master for the current ongoing adventure, and today I'm very happy to finally have a cold drink because it's really hot.
Oh, that was so, honest. Hi, I'm Josh Yarnell. I play Orion Goodbarrel, a halfling bard in search of the greatest adventure.
My name's Sean-Luc Jacques. I play Maven the Monolith Smolderbeard. A Dwarven Tempest Cleric. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
I'm Kyle Dell, and I'm playing Captain Korvak, the Undying Messiah, and just in case you guys forgot, I'm still the strongest member of this group.
And not the best.
Thanks for reminding us. My name's Kyle Paquin. I'm playing Talgroth, the Dwarf Paladin. It's not so much that he's going to get the shield, but knowing where it is almost as good.
Hi, my name is Ryan Barrett, and I am here playing Bragan Swell, a 6th level rogue. Nice. And I am probably going to be the best guest star and first guest star on this lovely Lazy Bardcast.
Yeah, welcome, Ryan, our first guest for the campaign.
I want to see how many episodes it took for Kyle to get his introduction right. The shield, elf, dwarf, mount. I'm Kyle.
I just realized they don't even know we're brothers because your last name's different.
That's true. So, yeah.
Ryan actually wanted to change his name to Max Power, but he just went to Barrett instead.
For those who don't know, Sean and I are brothers.
Yeah, now Kyle and I are brothers.
They're just two brothers.
Just two brothers.
If you like what you hear, be sure to look us up at the Lazy Bardcast, where things are found. For all other things lazy, check out www.lazybardcast.com, where you can find links to our episodes, player backstories, Patreon rewards, and more.
Previously on the Lazy Bardcast.
After beginning a siege upon the seaport town of Gunderloon, Larry and his gang of vampires showed up on the beach before fleeing to, well, not fleeing so much as following Larry and the other vampires to the ruined castle that was once Olgrave Red Axe's, the Jarl of Gunderloon. Heading within, you met a black dragon by the name of Visna, who, after some intense interrogations and clearing some of your minds, Visna decided that he would share his dragon's hoard with all of you if you were to help him out by traveling to this newly developing 10th Circle of Hell. And opening up the bags of holding that he held his dragon hoard in, he found a note that said, "Got him." And now Visna, frantically overturning his bags, pulling out this note and throwing it out at all of you, says, "I'll meet you in the morning, and we'll figure out plans from there." And he turns to leave and head downstairs. That is where we pick up today. Bragan, in a small room within this fortress that you made your way to meet up with a companion by the name of Dr. Fish. You headed here and are currently standing inside of a room with this figure. This Dr. Fish, he is a Sawajin figure, a fish-like humanoid with one eye missing, hence the no eye in his name, Dr. Fish.
You're dumb. Shut up. Move on.
Oh.
His room is filled with various laboratory-like equipment. It's obvious that he's some sort of doctor. There's various doctor's tables set out and rudimentary medicinal equipment. Well, Bracken, I'm happy you were able to join me. I understand that you're to meet with some of my companions, and don't worry, they should accept you in their party pretty well. I think I have some clout with them. And
Excellent.
do you have any questions before you go out on this mission? I know it's a little dangerous, but...
At this time, no, I think I know exactly what I have to do.
Perfect. And report back when you're done.
I can do that, Dr. Fish.
All right, follow me. We'll go make some introductions.
Excellent.
And he makes his way out of the room and begins walking down a short hallway where you can see these figures. If you'd all like to give just a brief introduction to your characters to what Bracken will be seeing as he's walking up.
A little 3.5 foot tall halfling with a big old ear to ear grin, like ingrained in his face. Old hand-me-down leathers that are pretty beat up from a extensive week of, fighting. And then a incredibly decorative lute that is always nearby him, if not in his hands.
You see probably one of the tallest dwarfs you've ever seen in almost a skin tight like black onesie with a huge emblem that has an M on his chest like a superhero logo, and a very crazy black beard that's not kept at all. His face looks quite menacing, his resting face.
You see about a 5 foot tall, warm yellow goblinoid with a nice beaten swashbuckler pirate jacket, like a typical pirate jacket. He's not a pirate though. You can tell just by looking at him. He's got a white shirt underneath with this weird black mark on the front. Upon closer inspection is actually just a stain. A very distinct captain's hat, and you see a glaive on his back as well.
Looking over at Talgroff, you see an older dwarf. He's got a extremely wide salt and pepper beard. It's actually wider than his shoulders. He is wearing a really awesome set of armor that's kind of got this purplish, almost like moving vibe to it. It's plate armor. And he has in like a ring holster kind of thing, a finely made battle axe that has sort of like this glowing hockey puck thing on the bottom.
You mean hammer?
The axe looks eerily similar to a hammer, but it is an axe.
And as Talgroff moves around, you notice that he also has this interesting silver clan symbol around his neck on a thick chain.
So you see walking in with Dr. Fish, a 6 foot tall, 20-something, early 20s human dressed in leathers, and he's got kind of a long trench and hair and sort of like a bandana. You don't really see too many weapons on him, but you can see sort of the glint and glimmer of a few daggers, say, sort of wrapped in front of him.
And this figure begins walking in your direction, led by Dr. Fish towards the throne room. And you all notice it, hear the footsteps coming. You also hear shouting from the cages strung on the ceiling. You do see some people being held in cages, and you hear very sarcastically and over the top, "Oh, the humanities!" A figure like reaches out its hand in your direction. But you make your way into the throne room, and Dr. Fish approaches all you. "So, I hear you're gonna help out Visna, maybe? You go into that spooky place he was talking about?"
Yeah, we're definitely going there.
Yeah. Do you need us to smell anything else before we go?
No, actually, I'm in need of Deadman's bootlaces. They grow in dark places. Usually Gunderloon is kind of the port for that, dark, wet places, and that's why I came here to get the Deadman's bootlaces. It goes in the elixir.
That's a plant?
It's a plant.
Okay.
Correct,
I thought we
yeah.
had to go find some dead man's bootlaces.
That would probably be easy, though.
That'd be easier.
They usually grow around places where they have a history of corpses.
Okay.
Oh, we can make some of those.
But in the water?
A history of corpses. They grow adjacent to seaweed plants.
While he's talking, I want to make my way up to the throne.
Sure. Yeah, you make your way up.
I would love to, as nonchalant and with as little attention to myself as Korvak can make, try to take one of these bags.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check. You can do so with advantage.
That is 23.
Yeah, you snatch one of the bags. Is there anything in particular you're looking for as far as designs? Just the nicest looking one? Just any of them?
Any of them, because I heard I believe it was said, and if it wasn't said, then I guess I wouldn't know this, but I believe said they were bags of holding.
Yeah, man, he was turning them inside out. You guys know how those work, so you understand.
So I just want my own.
Yeah, so you swipe one. You may choose what it looks like.
I want the least nice one.
Okay. Yeah, you find a ratty looking bag of holding. It looks like it's torn in some places, but as you examine it more closely, it appears to be made into the design.
The one
Yeah.
with the big hole on the bottom.
Yeah.
Just one that does not draw attention to itself.
Sure. Perfect. You can add that to your inventory. Well, the dead man's bootlaces, Gunderloon is kind of a lucrative place for such things, and unfortunately we seem to have kind of harvested all that's available right now. So while I'm hoping that there might be some place you're going. It thrives in darkness, and I know it's like a different plane or something like that, but if there's dead men's bootlaces there, my friend here, motions to you, Bragonswell. My friend here, Bragan, let's just say he owes me a favor, and if you don't mind, I'd like him to tail along, see if he can find any of these bootlaces.
Has he huffed any of that smoke?
He has been cleared already. We may do so in front of you if you wish.
Did anything come out of him when he smelled the smoke?
No, he was clear.
Have you ever been on a boat?
Yes, I have been on a boat.
Cool, because we might take one to the storm. I don't know. Maybe we'll fly.
Can you handle yourself?
Well, let's see. About 10 years of adventuring. Yes, I think I can. I think the real question is, can you handle me?
That's like 10 years longer than I've been adventuring.
He's well practiced. He can hold his own, and if he can't, well, you can just leave him.
Deal.
No offense.
Some take it. But thank you anyway, Dr. Fish, for being so kind. Gentlemen, little ones, I'm here to help you.
Is he talking to us?
He's talking to us, yeah.
Yeah, how
He's
much,
looking right at
how
us.
Yeah, he
much
is.
taller are you than the rest of us? Because we're all like, is anyone pushing 4 feet?
I'm
5
5.
feet?
Yeah, I'm 5.
Sweet.
I do want to walk up to you and lick you up and down, circle you, lick you up and down again.
Korvak should get some Inspector Gadget boots to make him taller when he's walking.
Can I help you, my white friend?
He's no ideal, but I guess it'll do.
If nothing else, there's some free cannon fodder. No offense.
Some more taken, but thank you, Dr. Fish.
Man, you can fit
Now
in a
hold
cannon.
on. Visna said he didn't want us going back to the boat, didn't he?
He pretty sure he said if we
'cause
go to the boat, we don't
The
come back.
hunters.
Yeah, that's a good
But
point.
the thing is, he said he'd fly us here. Now he's not here. So
Maybe
He
he
said
went
he'd
to...
come back tomorrow.
Well, he might have just gone to, the outhouse or something. I mean, he's a dragon. Can imagine. It's
yeah.
probably
So
very
the
big.
first place you'd think is the outhouse for dragon.
Or something.
Yeah, or something.
I'm willing to bet it's the fact that all of these bags seem to be empty.
Are you going through his stuff? Did that make him mad?
Did that make him? He's not here. I don't know.
I think this is what made him mad, and I'll hold up the little handwritten note. Triller got him. Aw, Triller.
You mean Triller took all this stuff?
Probably.
Wow.
Sounds like we've been buying what he had anyways.
If I ever see that guy again, it's not gonna be words.
Yeah, he sucked.
Triller or Visna?
No, I mean Triller.
Okay.
Wait, we're gonna take that guy for all he's got if we ever see him again.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That is a good idea. That sounds great.
He's got more than one thing that I need. You know?
And who knows what he has that I need? I want it.
Excuse me, I love all this bickering, but who exactly is the leader of this lovely group?
I'm the leader, but he's the captain of the ship. So when we're on land, it's me, but when we're on the boat, it's him. And then if you're on a monolith, it's Maven. And do you know anything about shields?
And if you're in a battle, it's either Maven or I think.
So you're saying that I'm the leader. Fantastic.
I don't think that's how
fellow
that works.
adventurers, tell me where we need to go and I will lead us.
Wow, he fits right in.
Tall people are cool.
What are you sporting, Bragging? What do you use?
Yeah, what do you kill things with?
Yeah, well, let me see.
Pointy things, and I bring out my dagger, kind of flip it around a little bit.
It's pretty small.
Yeah, where'd you get that? The general store? You've been adventuring for 10 years, and that's what you can find?
Doesn't even have a jewel in it.
Just you wait, fellow adventurers. Just you wait.
You hear the sound of someone coming up the stairs to the side of this throne room.
Are we expecting more company?
No, get ready.
And you see Visna stand up. He has very blonde hair and black scales intermixed within his flesh all the way down the side of his body. These deep black scales that kind of shimmer greenish in the torchlight. And he makes his way up holding what looks like a nicely jeweled circlet of sorts. And what appears to be a small piece of armor. He holds the circlet out in your direction, Orion, and here, this is all I have for now. When I find the rest of my horde, it's yours. And he holds out the circlet to you and pushes the piece of armor into your chest, Korvak. My horde, it seems, has been stolen.
Someone got the better of a dragon's horde without him knowing?
It appears that way, but it will not remain that way.
Well, I recognize that handwriting. It's from a man in Undermountain. He has this, like, not a casino quotation marks in Skullport.
We'll actually help you get him if you want, because we want him too.
Agreed. From Undermountain.
Yeah. Skullport.
Does he know any of the others from Undermountain that are here?
You mean like Larry and...
Yes.
I don't even know if he knows them.
I don't think so, no.
I don't know.
Probably not.
Maybe. He's got little tree men that could be little spies and tell him things.
And actually, how did they get out?
Whatever happened in Undermountain, whatever this thing that's spreading across the Sword Coast is, it seems to have pushed everything in Undermountain out. I don't know if it was taking some sort of hold within or making a home base, whatever its plan may be. It seems it did not want anything there.
Well, that would mean Triller's out.
Not everyone from Undermountain ended up here.
I could find them.
I'm sure they're scattered across the Sword Coast.
If we do this for you, I would like to make one teeny tiny goblin-sized request.
One teeny request on top of my horde. Absolutely, ask away.
Well, the horde is for a different task.
This is
we
fair.
just offered a second task.
That makes sense.
I want that. As I point to Ook's urn.
Sure.
Why?
Do you want it as down payment?
That would be lovely.
He walks to the shelf and picks it up. He's been far more useless than my other indisposed. He hands you the urn.
I put it in the bag.
He should be back in about a day.
You can just kill him over and over like I have.
You put Ook's phylactery inside of the bag of holding.
Nice.
Wow.
All right, deal.
That is
Well,
not
I'm
what I
definitely looking forward to doing that after.
Thank you for taking that headache off of my hands.
Oh, it'll be our pleasure.
Well, you mentioned flying.
Yeah, so one issue we have to take care of before we do that.
There's a concert.
No, not that. Store is also conflicted and he's on our ship right now.
Well, the mage hunters probably got to him, right?
Yeah, the guys can handle themselves.
What seems to be wrong with these mage hunters?
Nothing as far as I'm concerned. We killed about 20 of them before we got here.
Yeah.
And why?
Because
Was there gold in this?
They accused Maven here of killing one of the mage hunters. So,
Which, for the record, I didn't do until today.
So we had to kill him to make sure they didn't get to him.
So it was self-defense.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yes,
much, yeah.
Definitely.
This is what you claim.
Mostly.
I like this guy.
Regardless of your reasons.
Self-offense.
Okay, well, here's what I'm getting at. If I just tell maybe someone to bring him here, can you have him take the smoke as well? Can we do that? And we won't go to the ship.
Perhaps I can send Larry or one of the vampires. They can fly in the cover of night.
Yeah, sure. I can message the one in command of the ship now to maybe tell him to come over
I'm
here.
right here.
Yeah, you're not on the ship, though, right now.
You said commander of the ship.
I can get a hold of someone on the ship right now.
I look
tell him to
as
come
I
here.
say that too. I look over at Braggins and tip my hat.
I just want the crew to be safe, and he's conflicted.
I understand.
What does this thing do? Is I'm like trying to pull apart the circlet and figure out.
Yeah, you look at the circlet.
Is it like a headband circlet, like a crown, or is it like a bracelet?
It's more like a necklace.
Great.
So you see 6 small beads on the necklace. Each one, when you look inside of it, you can see swirling flames of fire. This is a necklace of fireballs with 6 beads on it.
Those are so cool.
So I'm sorry, he got something and he got something?
Yeah.
The first 2 people he walked up to, he just handed it to.
I want to look at this armor that I will not be wearing.
Sure. The small piece of armor, it does appear to be a wrist piece. I believe people who cannot wear armor can still benefit from it, but I could be wrong. It is a bracer of defense,
Totally right.
Oh, I think they can.
which I
then.
believe monks can use it,
Yeah,
barbarians.
I'm gonna look that up now because maybe I might use it.
That's great.
First item that someone's given me.
So you'll fly us to the circle.
In the morning.
God, So we'll stay for the concert
Daybreak.
then.
But before the sun comes up morning, I need about 3 or 4 hours to take care of some business.
All right.
Fair enough.
We'll meet you then.
You can hear the sound of tuning instruments coming from down below. The sound of a drum set being set up, of some strange screaming over the top electric sounds.
I'll save you guys a seat.
Yeah. I'll get the first
I'll be
round.
there soon.
I'm gonna go to whoever is serving the drinks.
Sure, yeah, you make your way downstairs, and what immediately strikes those of you who are heading downstairs is the smell of borderline rotten flesh.
What we're used to.
This is a very interesting place, fellow adventurers.
No, it sucks. I don't know. It's not interesting.
They're actors. Actors are weird.
I have known a few in my lifetime.
There are various tables set up on the outskirts, almost in like a jazz club style. Think like dark lights and dim torch lighting, a small bar in the back where there appears to be a man made of metal behind the counter making the drinks. On stage, you can see Larry, the vampire that most of you are familiar with, along with a number of other vampires all setting up and tuning their various very unfamiliar instruments to everybody as they're getting ready to play their show.
I flip my collar up around my neck.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go to the metal man.
Okay.
Gideon?
Are you my
Hi,
mommy?
what's up?
You know, you step up to the bar and you can see
Y'all need a
that
drink?
this man behind running the counter, he's wearing just like a small pair of shorts, and beyond that, it's Leo. It's Ryan's dad.
Hot pants?
But
got it.
he's just wearing an old pair of shorts, and beyond that, he's made of like amalgamated pieces of metal, all just welded together poorly and nailed together. He looks up at you and, would you like a drink?
Yeah, what's the strongest thing you got?
Scrabble.
Come on.
He reaches up his hand.
Give me like 6 of them.
Maven, are you buying?
The first round I'm buying.
Excellent.
What do they got, Maven?
You ever had Scrumple before?
Oh, yeah, Scrumple.
Telegraph, now you. You ever had Scrumple before?
There is always time for Scrubble.
There you go.
I'd love to see this. Take this then.
All right.
Bragging, right?
Bragging.
Bragging? All right, let's do this.
Oh, he's
Let's do
really
this.
growing
All
on
right.
me.
Get over here.
But I don't like those.
Can you have a booster seat for him? Do you have a booster seat?
And maybe a nibble to put on top of it for him.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
He goes over to the side of the bar and walks around the edge with a larger keg and sets it down in front of the bar so that Orion can climb up onto it and get to the top of the bar.
Thank you. To the 10th circle of hell, fellas.
Huzzah!
Tenth
circle of hell.
Sling it back. What's your deal? How'd you get here?
My deal. Well, I have a very nice relationship with Dr. Fish. He keeps me in business.
What kind of business?
Well, the adventuring kind, my good man, my good goblin.
What kind
I
of...
am not a goblin.
Really? You look like one to me.
Goblinoid, maybe, but I am not a goblin.
Ah, my mistake. Hey, can I get you another scrumple?
No, but I appreciate the gesture.
The bartender continues just refilling the drinks.
Yeah, keep it coming.
No,
Maven,
stop.
Maven, what is your business?
He's in the business of climbing very tall towers.
Extremely tall.
Very tall, like you, but like much taller.
To make it simple, I kill pirates and I do it very well.
You
From the top
also,
of towers.
you also seem to kill mage hunters. Is that right?
Yeah, I do that pretty damn well too. They're the pirates of the land.
How many
Yeah.
did you kill?
I think I had about 8.
100 of them, 800 of them.
It was a lot.
Was it 8
And
or
by the way, I
800?
fought Store
800.
too.
It was
while we were
800.
doing that whole thing.
Wait, what do you mean you fought
I
Storm?
fought him, kicked his ass too. That's all that matters.
Now, Maven, you have killed
Not surprised.
800 mage hunters, not your
At
companions.
least 800. Maven, what are you doing?
Never before today did I kill one.
We don't, I look it right in your face. We don't know this guy. It's 800.
I could.
And you did
It
not.
was 800.
Okay.
Probably 801.
I may even just mouse it was 8.
100.
So now, Maven, you and your companions are in the business of, well, going to hell and killing mage hunters. Is that
Not
right?
exactly. Now listen. We're a group, but we have some individual goals as
We
well.
are seekers of things.
Yeah, exactly. Korvak's
I
getting
guess
onto it.
Pirates would be mine. Adventure would be Orion's here.
And I'm looking for the shield.
Now you say you hate pirates,
Yeah.
but it's interesting. I mean, mage hunters are not pirates, as far as I know.
Yeah, well, they got him a way of killing pirates, so they might as well be pirates.
Ah, well, to go into hell, let's get another round of Scrumple.
Let's do it.
You guys continue drinking some Scrumple for a little bit here as Larry and the rest of his bandmates get tuned up before eventually playing a terrible rendition of Suck My Kiss. Because they're
Suck my kiss.
vampires. And because they're...
And because vampires.
Oh, yeah. No,
Sure.
it was
No,
'cause it's a
that's why.
throwback.
'Cause, yeah.
Yeah. Whichever one's funnier.
Ooh, Larry!
You guys know any cruise control?
Throughout the show, you are the only people that show up at all.
I want a minor illusion some other audience members, but they're just gonna look like when you play the old Wii, like the little Wii person that you make. It's just like a colored torso with like a boxy head.
Yeah, that's about the extent of minor illusion. So you do so.
Yeah, make them
And
feel good.
Sitting throughout the audience in a few spots, maybe. Well, I'll give you 3. That's pretty generous for minor
Sweet.
illusion. You minor illusion 3 of these box-like Minecraftian figures into this room.
I'll pop 2 of my illusions
Sure, yeah.
and start
Perfect.
playing cards.
I flip a couple of gold coins on the table, or where he's at playing, and I ask Korvak, mind if I get in?
I'll take the coins, put them in my pocket, and be like, sure.
Fantastic.
I'll deal you a hand.
You go to pick up the cards off the table, and you can't grab them. Because it's an illusion.
Well, I just so happen to have my own deck of cards. I bring that out, put it on the table, and start dealing. So, Korvak, what are we playing for?
Legs.
This might be our last time to sort of live the good life before we go to hell.
I have an idea of something we can play for that my colleague here in his big brain had suggested. At the end of this, you owe me a leg.
I owe you a leg.
About this size, about like this. And I just put my leg up.
Any leg will do at that size, good sir.
A non-goblinoid one, preferably.
I'll see what I can do.
And then, if you win, I will whip out 1 platinum piece and put it on the table.
Fantastic. I'll deal.
No.
I have a better idea then, because I have a feeling I know exactly what
This
the
is your
conversation will
deck.
go for.
I don't think I want you to deal.
The Warforged bartender comes over and standing over you. Do you need a dealer? He picks up the cards from the table.
Why, sure, my automated friend.
He snaps the cards apart and then like, between both of his hands, the cards just fly
He's
together.
just like a walking like Uno shuffler.
Exactly.
I was born to deal.
He just places the deck down on the table and then hands you each, what game are you playing?
Korvak, I'll let you choose.
War.
Hide and seek.
How about a nice friendly round of Hold'em?
That does me just fine. Dealer?
All right, listeners, we have a game of Hold'em going on. David is dealing.
Oh, he
we have
didn't
a
burn one?
3, a 7, and a 5.
He doesn't burn one yet.
What kind of dealer bot was
Now,
this?
I don't know what Kyle
Clearly
or Ryan has right now. Korvak or Bragan, excuse me.
So on the flop, we have the 3 and 7 of spades, along with the 5 of hearts. Bets to Ryan, to Bragan.
Korvak, just how many more of those platinum pieces do you have, my little friend? I will raise you 10 more gold.
I'll call it.
Bets on the table are 20 gold. Next card is a Jack of Spades. Spades are looking dangerous.
Korvak, your leg that I might owe you is certainly on the table, but I'm gonna have to raise you 10 more gold.
15.
That is a raise.
I'll match him.
Call and the river. We have the 4 of clubs.
Wow.
Spades are still dangerous.
So it's a 6.
How much is on the table?
25 plus the original bet, which was a platinum, which is 10 gold,
And a leg.
and a leg.
Well, it's 25 each, so it's actually 50 because we both put in.
Yes.
So it's 50 currently.
Maybe it's going to go to the stage while this is happening.
Okay. As Larry and the vampires are now playing through Suck My Kiss for the 4th time tonight.
Can I do something really quick while they're doing this? He's going to grab the mic and he's just going to be like, play something really slow and heavy. And then when they start, he's just going to cast Thaumaturgy. He's just going to be like,
They play Suck My Kiss down an octave and slow.
The sludgiest
and then like
chili
half
peppers right
speed.
now.
Yeah. I'm going to do it on the final card and just go,
Perfect. Awesome.
Korvak, I have to raise you not 10, not 15, 20 more gold.
I'll match it and raise it another 10. So 3 platinum.
I'll put down the platinum.
Korvak, what is your hand? Queen of Diamonds and Queen of Hearts. Braggin, King of Hearts, 2 of Hearts.
I guess, Korvak, I owe you that leg. I will get that for you after we come back from hell.
Good hand. That is all the dealing I have in store today.
Store.
About this time, all of you see a figure making his way down the stairs. He's holding onto his side. He appears to be soaking wet. It's Store, stumbling down the staircase, and he kind of grasps against the wall and braces himself for a second. Comes up to the bar and sits down next to Orion at the end, and hey, Orion. Flags down the bartender. Give me a few, please.
Hey, Store. Oh, have we got something for you to smell?
Man, I knew that traveling with you guys would be a journey, but thanks. He looks up to the bartender and slams back one of the scrumples. That was something else.
You want mine?
Slides the empty glass forward.
seeing Store come in, Maven's going to turn around and be like, Larry, that's the key you need to be in. Stay in that one. That's the one that works for you guys.
Larry gets up and, ooh.
No, deeper.
Ooh.
Deeper.
No.
Maven's going to head down to Store.
Sure, yeah, you head over, and that was exciting on that ship, huh?
Yeah.
This is like God to God.
No,
this is
it wasn't.
awesome.
I
He
kicked
takes
your-
his next strumple
I kicked your
scrumple
ass up
shot.
and down that ship.
That's not the way I remember it, but hey, it felt great. I feel like I'm finally connecting to whatever this is that we've been working on.
We'll see that. I'm going to just go get Dr. Fish myself.
All right, yeah, you head up.
Yeah.
You knock on his door, and Maven, it's a pleasure. Yeah, what can I do?
We need your smoke right now.
All right, I'm running low, but I'll grab what I have left.
Good. Let's go.
I want to go up the store as he walks away.
Sure.
So it's store.
Korvak, don't worry, crew's all right. They actually made their way off ship. They're living in a cave right now, not that far from here.
What?
It's pretty cool. We had to clear out a few.
All right, we'll talk about that in a moment. So you be Maven?
No, I was felled by him, but it was like a dream, a vision from my god to his god. I guess
So he beat you?
in the end, yeah, but he's been doing this a lot longer than I have, but I put up a great fight.
I put my hand on his shoulder. Stop. Don't ever lie to me again, as I kind of smack his cheek and walk away.
I thought Maven was teaching you about chord.
He was, and to be honest, I thought that's what I was praying to all this time, but I don't know what this is. It's powerful, though. I just feel strong.
Store, can I get you another scrumple?
Sure.
All right, I motion over to the Warforged.
Warforged pours out too, and sort of takes up his glass to you, and thanks. What was it?
My name is Bragan Swell.
Bragan, pleasure to meet you. Are you friends with these?
Actually, Store, I have just met these companions of mine now. They're interesting. An interesting group.
They spared my life.
This one right here, Store, gave me gold for free. Love this guy. He's fantastic. This guy here, Braggins, owes me a leg. It seems we're all acquainted, though.
This captain, he takes good care of his crew. I haven't seen a finer captain in my life, though.
Korvak here.
I gotta say, I've only seen two, and one of them put me in chains, so.
Ah, yes.
I tip my hat again.
About this point, Maven, you make your way down the stairs with Dr. Fish.
Hey, Store, does this smell like sandalwood to you?
What?
Oh, let's motion to the jar.
Dr. Fish opens it up and just this, and he motions it in his direction. Store. And you see the very similar effects happen to Store, where this black energy begins to form behind his eyes before it gets pulled from his eyes and then darts intelligently into the corners of the room before making its way up out of the stairs. And Store looks around at all of you, and he kind of leans over the bar, and you can tell he's like definitely about to be sick after the few drinks he just had, but then whatever this is that happened to him, he's obviously looking pretty ill. And
Store, you okay?
I hold his hair.
What did you guys do to me?
How did you know to come here?
That thing.
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific than that.
I've been praying, I thought, to your god, Maven, this whole time, but I don't think it was. There's something beneath the waves that was talking to me.
Oh, I know. He talks to me all the time.
Like,
Yeah, he told me about the shield, and he told me to go east. And like when I was like swimming around as a whale, he was like, "Hey, what's up, you're a whale?" And
wait, it was down there too.
yeah.
I'm sorry. You were a whale?
Yeah, you want to see?
No, don't. No, so listen, we were on the
I want to
coast.
see that.
We were fighting some bad people, and then Orion turned into a whale, and then he
Yeah.
just disappeared. And now I think we figured out why. You didn't tell us what happened.
It was kind of all fuzzy for a long time until I smelled that stuff.
Store looks at his shield, and you can see him begin trying to summon some sort of energy, and
My
nothing's
friend,
happening.
are you okay?
No, I'm not. Is there somewhere I can lay down? I'm really not feeling good.
Dr. Fish, do you have somewhere where you can lay down?
Yeah, we can make room.
Thanks.
Follow me. Store stands up and thanks, I think.
You're welcome, I think.
I'm going to go with him.
Okay. Yeah, Dr. Fish leads him up the stairs into his small medical quarters where he has a few beds set up. For a few minutes, is just sitting on the edge of the bed, just dark eye sockets, looking obviously incredibly exhausted in the moment.
I go over to Store, kind of sit down next to him. Store, what can you tell me about Maven and the others?
Well, I got into a hard place in life and took me on as one of their own crew after finding out that I did all these wrong things to them, and I don't know, I just feel like I owe them a lot for that.
Even after they murdered all those mage hunters?
Well, look, things happen. You know, I wasn't on deck when that started, but we weren't going to go down without swinging. Took out a few in our stay there, so, you know, I felt good.
You did as well, huh?
Yeah, me, the rest of the crew, they've trained us well. You know, I just owe a lot to them.
You trust them?
Wholeheartedly. I was literally chained when I met them. My captor told them to do whatever they wanted to me, and they had every right to throw me overboard and just let me drown, but said they took me into their crew.
Now, I'm sure you don't exactly trust me because we have only just met.
True.
Should I trust them?
Depends. Are you going to get in their way?
Well, we have the same objective. Why would I?
Then it sounds like you'll get along great.
Store, I'll let you get some rest.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Hey, where are they headed?
To hell, Store. To hell.
Now that the show's over, I can't take it anymore, and I run up on stage and I retune all the instruments into the correct tuning.
No, you're messing it up. They had it.
You should start a light show with the fireballs, too. You know, just like...
Larry is still on stage, just like, ooh, is still trying to find the right pitch, like half sobbing at this point.
No,
His
no,
Maven
no,
is just getting so frustrated at him. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, you're doing good,
I
buddy.
love the idea of us playing cards and having that entire moment of Store getting exercised while the entire time in the background is just the dirtiest, sludgiest breakdown.
For your creed.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
Bragan, you start walking back downstairs, and you walk into Maven focusing on some sort of divine magic as he has his eyes closed and is in a meditative state.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to sit down at the bar by myself, but kind of keep an eye on what's going on.
Sure.
I'm going to message Tathir.
Okay.
And I'm going to say,
Tathir, what is your location? Are you guys safe? We are currently at Old Grave Red Axe's ruined keep. Maven, it's good to hear from you. We're okay. in a cave, south side of the island. I think we can make our way out.
I'll just go back to the table and I'll just like put my hand on Korvak's shoulder just once to be like, crew's fine.
Yeah, we're all right
They're
here.
in the cave.
Oh,
They're all good though.
I'm sure they're great there.
They said they can get out. You want me to, I can't do it tonight, but you want me to just tell them to take the ship and go and we'll just meet up with them wherever they're at?
Go where?
Not here. Or, well, then we don't get the ride from the dragon. I was going to say we can just take the ship and just leave.
I kind of like the idea of riding a dragon.
All right. I think next...
What other captain can say they captained a dragon?
I don't know if Visna will allow you to say that, but...
You don't have to tell them,
All right,
man.
well, hey, I won't. You want me to next time though I talk to Theo, you want me to just tell him if he can't just get on the boat and leave, and we'll meet up with him later because I can find him.
Sure, that sounds great.
Sure. All right. Maybe it's just gonna find a place to lay down. Just gonna,
So you guys chill out for the night. About 2 hours goes by before Visna enters the bar. As you're all kind of, the booths in there are pretty comfy. It's empty in there. You're able to just kind of take a nap on the booths scattered throughout the room. Visna comes downstairs and steps inside the bar area. And Maven, Orion, Talgroff, Korvak. It's time to go.
Destroying
What
the
time is
state.
it?
You can have gotten a short rest if you all wish.
Sure.
Early morning, sun has yet to come up. I'd like to get out of here before the sun does so that we don't alert any mage hunters upon leaving on top of the dragon.
Let's do it.
Well, are we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, ready.
And he starts walking out up the stairs, kind of beelining it past everybody, heading to the front of the castle.
The cage guys are like, oh.
I'm gonna ride a dragon. I skip my way out.
Yeah.
Throw some garbage at the people in the cage on my way out.
They moan backwards and then give you a thumbs up as you're leaving.
Oh my god.
I love that.
So you all meet in front of the ruined castle that was once Ulgrave Red Axe's. Looking across the city, you can see torchlight now spread throughout nearly every single alleyway as there are patrols of mage hunters making their way throughout the city.
Vermin.
As you also see the Ocean Splendor, the ship that you were gifted by Lady Laryl, with a number of mage hunters aboard it, a lot of torches lining the sides, all awaiting a return. Visna steps to the west side of the castle to be hidden from the mage hunter sight, at least immediately. Anyway, are we ready to go?
Yep, let's go.
Let's go.
I get the front.
The figure that you saw, this blonde-haired figure with these woven dragon scales, begins to transform as he grows larger and larger. The wings fold out from his back as he turns into the form of the large black dragon you all saw fly out of the portal over Waterdeep. And as he's standing, now all of you in front of an adult black dragon for the first time, in some sort of gurgly language, turns around.
Anyone speak Draconic?
No, but I'm
Motions.
pretty sure he wants us to get on.
Motion towards himself, and he ducks down lower so that you are able to get on.
I will just jump on.
Sure. Yeah, you do so.
I climb on. Right behind Maven.
You guys climb on, for probably all of you for the first time touching a dragon, feeling the strength of each scale, standing on it, the warmth resonating from its back.
I scratch under his ears.
You do so, and he kind of motions away from you like it's just irritating.
He likes it, you guys.
I want to, as I'm climbing, just if I happen to feel a loose scale.
Make a investigation check.
That is a natural 20. I had to double check.
In
It's a
natural
skull.
Korvak fashion, as you go to get onto the dragon, you reach on, then you see it in your hand, and you look around at everybody, and you just kind of put it in your pocket, and then
put it in my
continue
bag.
climbing on. But as you all load on top of him, he gets low to the ground, extends his wings out to either side, and then flaps hard, and all of you feel the beating of his wings now as you're lifted off the ground, flying higher and higher to the west initially as he's using the castle as kind of cover from the mage hunters on the docks, before you begin breaking into the clouds, and he cuts straight up and begins heading in the direction of now what all of you can see is the white fluffy clouds all around emanate into a darker sphere in the center where there is a almost whirlpool-like formation of this enormous storm that all of you would recognize as the storm you were told within the middle of is the entrance to this newly forming plane to hell. Over the next 5 or 6 hours, maybe a little bit longer, you're all flying on this dragon's back. I will say, if you would like to take a rest on its back, if you'd like to try and sleep and do nothing else, you may.
I'll do that.
If you would like to do something else, you may.
How is that possible? Sleeping on the back of a dragon as it's flying.
Dungeons and Dragons,
it's a
shut
flying
up.
dragon. I mean, as it gets to higher altitudes, it's almost like cruising. So it's not so much like vigorously flapping its wings to gain altitude. It's it's cruising using the airwaves and still spread out, leaned up against each other. It's not comfortable, but it's no less comfortable than pinning up against a building in a dark alley on a city street. Or
Are there any like spikes that we can sort of like wrap a rope around or something like to hold us there in case we fall
sure,
off?
yeah, you could definitely.
I roll a lot in my sleep, so
you could definitely tie yourself off.
Fantastic.
Does anyone else want to tie themselves off?
No.
Okay. It's fine.
But I'd love to take a nap.
Sure. All of you get your long rest as you're making their way towards the eye of the storm, as it were. Bragan, you wake up and kind of stretch back and looking down, you're still tied on tight. Looking around, everybody else is starting to kind of stir awake as well, one by one, slowly waking up.
I feel the shield. I feel it closer.
Like it's like right underneath us?
Something like that.
Oh, man.
I just, it's been a long time. Now that we know where it is, I feel it in my bones or something.
I'm going to take out my spyglass and just see if I can see anything as we're going over.
Sure. So you pull out your spyglass and you begin looking out at the horizon, looking down at the storm as best you can see. You can make out that the storm, where it spirals and gathers, the clouds themselves are forming like almost a spiraling whirlpool-like figure in the sky below you. And it begins to go down. You can just barely make out the water on the edge of your spyglass, where you can see an additional large open area of the water that has... This large whirlpool has carved a hole into the ocean that descends deep and deep down, farther than you can currently see from your angle, where it's kind of at a 45 to you at this time. You know you're about 2 or 3 hours out. As you're looking, the wind you hear a few gusts of wind before thud into Orion and Bragan. I need both of you to make a strength save.
Have you ever flown this thing before?
It's my first time captaining a dragon.
Did you say strength?
Yeah.
Orion got a 2.
This is exactly why I sat in the back.
I have a 5.
As you're all just sitting here relaxing in the morning, Orion and Bragan, you are both hit. You're both hit.
Whoa!
You're both hit by a force you cannot see. It slams into your chest. Orion, you take 8 points of piercing damage, and Bragan, you take 6, as both of you are launched from the black dragon. Bragan,
It breaks my rope.
luckily you were held tied into the rope, so you swing around and are caught at the bottom as the dragon kind of swoops down trying to catch you. Orion, you begin plummeting from the side of the dragon. You're well above the clouds at this point as you begin moving very quickly down. We're all going to roll initiative. All right, so Bragan, as you're knocked from the side of this dragon, you get pushed quickly to the side. Looking down, you can see a few puncture wounds in your chest, but you don't see anything nearby other than the wind that suddenly picked up and slammed into you. You can hear it swirling to your left before you hear it getting louder as it begins approaching you again. So you're now swinging from the bottom of this dragon.
13.
13. Cool. Yeah, you start climbing up the rope. Most adventurers' rope are 50 feet in length, so you start climbing up the rope. You get about halfway up this turn. It is now the Invisible Stalkers' turn.
Oh, great.
Flying through the air, they are going to careen again. One is going to slam into you again. Actually, no, it's going to try and cut your rope. As it runs through, you see, well, you hear more than see this essence begin quickly moving in your direction before it cuts directly ahead, and you see your rope limply just snap in half above where you're climbing, and you begin plummeting. The other one is going to...
I don't scream
Let's see.
as I plummet.
You're just like, take it like a man.
Yeah, man.
This is fine. I wanted this to happen.
Tallgroff, does a 16 hit your armor class?
It does not.
Okay, second attack is slightly better. 19.
That hits.
14 points of piercing damage. As you're sitting aboard this dragon, you watch Orion and your new friend Bragan get ripped off the side of it, and then you feel yourself, some initially loud force of wind comes up directly next to you before battering into you. You almost see small claws pierce into your chest for a moment before the wind, you feel it rush across your body and away from you again. Orion, it's your go. As you're plummeting.
I'm going to right myself so I'm like free falling in a controlled manner. And then I'm gonna polymorph myself into a giant eagle.
Okay, nice. As you're falling, your screams turn into the sound of a hawk. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna bank.
What are you all doing right now?
Man, pools are great for holding water.
And then I'm gonna do like a bank turn, and on my way up, I'm gonna try to catch Bragan on his descent down.
Make an acrobatics check as an eagle.
Is that what they're good at?
I don't know.
Can you pick something they're good
I
at?
do not have eagle stats memorized.
Make a flying check.
Okay, hold on.
Wish I did.
Natural 20.
Okay. So, Bragan, as you begin free falling, looking down, you can see Orion, this child, turn into a giant eagle. And as he swoops down, he swoops over underneath you. And if you would like, you may be caught.
I would like that very much.
Yeah, cool. So,
I wave him over.
yeah, Orion swoops underneath you, and you're able to perfectly time your pitch so that you land nice and comfy on top of Orion's back, grabbing onto some of his feathers as he begins flying alongside the black dragon. All right, it's now the dragon's turn, who he turns his head looking at what's going on and says in this like gravelly voice as he begins diving downwards, just straight down. Those of you on the back are straining to hold on as he's just beginning to nosedive towards the water. Maven, it's your go.
I'm gonna put the gem of seeing up to my eye,
Oh, that's awesome.
and I'm gonna attempt to find whatever is hitting us
Cool.
off.
Yeah, with the gem of seeing flicking around as fast as you can, you make out these almost spectral figures. These enormous claws that are on the ends of their hands as they're sweeping across the air, almost like disfigured faces howling in the wind as they're looking at all of you.
I'm just gonna say there's two of them.
Maven, point them out.
Sure, I'll
Just
point
track
to
one of them.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good. Korvak, it's your go. As this conversation between yourself and Maven has just transpired, where Maven's pointing his finger, you can hear a faint whining, the sound of rushing air.
I'm going to first bonus action pop my 2 illusions, and then I'm going to hold it in action to cast a spell, and I'm going to keep doing my best to track the one Maven's pointing out, and then I'm going to wait for it to get like closer to one of us, like it's for the next attack,
Okay.
before I release the spell.
Cool. Tallgroth. The dragon's now plummeting.
Tallgrass right there, get him.
I got something that'll make sure they don't come near us. And I'll reach into my pack and grab some holy water and smash it onto the scales in front of me.
And the dragon takes 10d10 damage.
Yeah.
And from the center in which it explodes, a mercurial silver aura will rush into a 10-foot wide and 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy as I cast Magic Circle.
Can you please read to me the specifics of Magic Circle? Because this sounds awesome.
The following types of creatures, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead, cannot enter this circle by non-magical means.
What about monoliths?
The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets within the cylinder, and people in the cylinder cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
Or attacked,
Nice.
David.
Dang, look at that. Okay. Bragan, it's your go. You're on the back of an eagle.
Can I pull out my crossbow?
have a short bow.
A short bow.
Yeah, you want to pull it out, see, like, kind
And
of
I
scan
kind of
the
like
area.
start aiming
If you see anything,
around,
take a
just
shot.
kind of paranoid. Yeah.
Yeah, if you see anything,
yeah.
take some pot shots.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, make a perception check.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, so looking around, you're able to listen and really focus your hearing, and you hear the singing sound of that quick-moving wind. And as you dart your head to the side, you can just see a few speckles of dust moving unnaturally, and you take a shot at it. And then if you want to roll damage, which should be a d6 plus 3.
7 damage.
Okay, rounded down to 3 because it is resistant. But you take your shot, you see your arrow connect with this weird cloudy formation. As your arrow pulls through it, a small piece of its essence is kind of ripped away from it as it continues shrieking and moving forward.
The arrow went through it.
Yeah.
Okay, got
But
it.
you definitely saw like a little bit
Yeah,
of
I
it,
was
like
hoping for that.
you see like a little bit of it like tear away as your
Okay.
arrow goes through.
Okay.
Okay. So they are both now going to be focusing the dragon, and they come flying in its direction. Maven, as you're watching, they collide with the exterior barrier, and all of you hear an audible shriek as they collide with it, and they pull backwards. For a moment, all of you see a flash of this phantasmal-looking force. Korvak, you can let your spell go at this point.
I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
Ooh,
Cool,
nice.
cool.
That was great.
So dex save.
19. Second one is a 6.
On the 19, I'm gonna use my lucky to make you re-roll that.
Ooh, okay,
Nice.
17.
That meets.
Okay, so just barely passes. But so you fairy fire one of them. Now one of these figures is encompassed in this, if you'd like to describe what it looks like.
It's gonna look like it is just dripping wet.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so there's now this almost wraith-like shape floating in the air that's just dripping water from its body.
But almost like cartoonish water, like really blatant, like it's not clear like normal water would
It's
be.
like the
it's
guy
a,
sweating in the first scene of Airplane. He's standing outside the airport.
but like a blue,
Or no, when he's on the plane, yeah.
like a
We all pictured it.
yeah.
Humanoid, though? Humanoid?
It is somewhat humanoid. There are no
Somewhat.
legs. It appears to
Oh, okay.
dissipate into a very wraith-like formation where it almost just connects with the air itself. And this shrieking figure, both of them begin to dart away from the dragon, not wanting anything to do with the barrier that you've put up, just being sitting targets at this point.
So now everyone can see that one,
Yeah.
and they have advantage on attack roll against it.
As these creatures begin to retreat, it goes to... That was their turn. Orion. Sure go. You're an eagle. You see a dripping wet figure flying across the sky above you.
I quickly try to catch up to that dripping wet creature. I have a fly speed of 80 feet if I can reach it.
That is significantly faster than these creatures, and I thought they were fast. So, yeah, you begin flying up in their direction. You'll probably get within about 20 feet of them.
With my dash action, I want to position myself as my action to help Bragan on his next turn.
Sure. Perfect. Sounds good. Yeah, you begin swooping forward, and you kind of dive to the left, almost doing like a barrel roll, so that Bragan can just naturally kind of take out a dagger and try and slice at him on your way by.
Sweet.
The dragon's turn, he's going to continue to dive downwards, now breaking into the clouds, trying to get down lower. Maven.
They're fleeing. They look like they're leaving. Or?
It looks like they were horrified by whatever sphere they encountered around this dragon, and they began running, but now you've broken into the cloud covers. They're a little bit obscured, but you can still make out this shape through the clouds, this magical shape of this figure swarming through the air, moving very erratically.
I will hold a javelin.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Talgroth, your go.
I'm gonna throw my axe at the one I can see that's all lit up and wet.
It is about 60 feet out.
I thought we couldn't see that. That's why I'm holding the javelin.
There's the one that still has the fairy fire that you can just make out, but it's about 60 feet out from you guys right now.
Oh.
If you
okay.
wanted to have tried to make a javelin throw, you can. I thought you were waiting for the other one.
I didn't know it was 60 feet out anyways.
Can you throw a javelin 60 feet?
It's 2060. I'll throw it.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys can both throw it. It'll just be a straight roll because it's disadvantage for the range, but advantage because of fairy fire.
25.
21.
They both hit.
9.
9 points of damage, and the javelin is not magical, correct?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Max damage!
13 points of magical slashing damage.
Yeah, you slash into it. You see your axe fly through the sky, connect with this figure, and stick into it for a moment before you resummon it in your hand as it flies back. The obligatory
Boy,
is said and his echoes throughout the universe. Maven, you sling out this javelin. It definitely goes through the figure and slices through it. A little bit of the magic essence on the side is pulled away for a moment before the javelin continues flying forward. You connected, but it didn't seem to do a lot to it.
All right.
Braggin.
We're still up, right?
Yeah, you're now, Orion is turning to the side to give you a good view of this figure that's now covered in this fairy fire, this bluish light. If you'd like, you could make a melee weapon attack against it with your dagger.
I would like that. 12.
Oh, as you're grabbing onto Orion's feathers,
Right, now I get a cookie.
to try and get a slash at this character, his feathers pull out and you have to readjust and grab on with your other hand instead of making your attack. But you don't fall off of the eagle or anything like that. However, Orion, you fly straight past this figure and continue forward. Kind of looking to the side quickly, you can see where the dragon is now darted beneath the clouds. The invisible stalkers, they begin diving down towards the clouds away from the dragon.
Okay.
You can only see this because you can see the one that is covered in fairy fire.
Not so fast, I think to myself, because I'm a bird, and I will try to stick as close as I can on the one with fairy fire, and I'm going to try to grab at it and stab it with my talons.
You dart towards it, make an attack roll with advantage.
23 to hit.
Hits.
11 slashing damage.
You feel it dig into this airy pocket that you're not able to grab a hold of anything, but you see a few small wispy essences that you're pulling from this creature as you try and grapple it.
While I'm trying to grapple, I also snap at it with my beak.
Do it.
23 to hit.
It hits.
Beak him.
5 piercing with the beak.
Anything else on your go?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna now enter in a dive bomb and try to catch up or head in the same direction as the dragon.
Okay. The dragon continuing to head further and further down. The clouds get heavier and more humid as he continues down. The distant rumbling of thunder is constantly heard, has been for quite some time now, as you break through the lower portion of the clouds and can see this almost hurricane in front of all of you. It's now swirling. The rain, the wind is incredibly heavy as you break through the bottom of the clouds. And looking out, you can see various wisping forms of this dark, smoky essence floating through the air all throughout this tornado. You can just see the forms of stone ruins of some sort of city at the bottom of the ocean. And the dragon begins to slowly descend into this hurricane, knowing that your quarry is the eye of the storm. Looking directly down, these smoky spirit-like figures flicker throughout the clouds as you're descending, throughout the rain as you get lower in this tornado of water around you. But over the next few minutes, you begin descending deeper and deeper into this spiraling hurricane. As you get lower to the bottom, you can see that the seafloor is covered in the corpses of Sawajin. Dozens of them. Hundreds of them. The seafloor, which is exposed completely.
Because of this eye.
Because of this eye of the storm
Okay,
that cuts
I
all
missed
the
that
way
part.
to the bottom of the ocean. Sawajin that have been ripped to pieces, shredded, limbs torn from their bodies, thrown across this almost arena-looking area of this ruined Sawajin city at the bottom of the ocean. But what you do see is what looks like a sacrificial altar. The altar itself is full of freshly spilled blood that spills all the way down the altar and scatters out across the floor. In the center of all of these Sawajin corpses, all of the torn and shredded bodies. And above the sacrificial altar is this shimmering, flickering, purplish barrier. Very similar to what you all have seen quite a few times now, aside from Braggins. Looking at this shimmering barrier, you can make out vague shapes on the other side. The shape of trees, of a moon, stars, very dark portal to the 10th circle of hell. The dragon lands at the bottom of the ocean, begins transforming as his wings fold in, and all of you slough off the side, some more clumsy than others, surrounded by... I wasn't gonna say it. Surrounded by these Sawajin corpses. Visna the dragon. Well, this isn't quite what I expected, but
Yeah, me neither. I thought dragons would be faster. Sucker!
What? What does he mean?
it seems there was a slaughter here. No matter, I suppose. Good luck.
So are you picking us up also, or?
I'm sure you'll figure out a way.
All right, let's get to it, fellas.
All right, time for another smashing. Getting the shield. Everybody ready?
Yeah, do you think we have to, like, sacrifice something before
I don't
we
know.
go in?
Hopefully it's Savaji.
I think whatever needed to be sacrificed has, and he motions to the ground around you, to the hundreds of corpses surrounding you. Luckily, whatever magic is holding this here seems to be keeping these things at bay. He motions to the side, and you can see the spiraling near the bottom of the ocean. The water around it is almost just swirling black with whatever spirits and darkness is coming from this portal.
I got an idea. And I'm going to grab one of the corpses and just put it on the table.
Okay, sure. You pick up the corpse and you kind of flop it on. Its one loosely hanging arm flops off to the side as this Sawajin figure is very dead.
And I take my glaive and I'm...
Yeah, you stab into the figure's chest.
And then I also minor illusion, like, just... From the stab
Extra
wound,
gore?
just, not necessarily gore, but just more fluff.
Sure.
Or just like random to really make it a big deal. I'm like,
Perfect, you do so, Korvak, and looking at the portal, you swear you see a little flicker.
Now's our time.
lead away.
Let's go.
I can't hold you forever.
So, who steps in?
Me.
I'll go.
Okay. Braggins, may I have a word?
Have they all gone in yet already?
Korvak standing with his glaive and a corpse.
I can't hold it much longer.
I'm actually going to pop my illusion and walk towards the portal as they walk in, but have my illusion still holding the position.
Perfect. So you guys step into the portal. Dr. Fish will be pleased with your work. It's been a pleasure. You may use your brooch to get back.
Excellent.
You reach into your robes and you pull out the familiar symbol of Mistra, the symbol you've become comfortable with as a mage hunter. And after gathering the information you have, you find yourself shimmering from existence as your quarry has stepped through this portal, and you reappear aboard the ship that you arrived in Gunderloon on, the same deep burgundy sailed ship of one of the mage hunters, and you go to report to your captain the information that you've gathered, which I will receive from you later.
Fantastic.
Ryan.
I look over at Maven and I said, has your beard been burning the whole time? How did we miss that?
No wonder he was so interested in the mage hunters.
The rest of you, as you step into this shimmering portal, this darkness completely encompasses every single one of you. Sound is muffled to all but your own screams as the painful process of being ripped through every single plane of hell. As you begin ripping through the planar barriers, each one getting hotter, burning brighter than the last, you eventually penetrate through one that is sheer darkness. Before you open your eyes, if one of you could please roll me percentile.
I'll do one, you do the other.
We will see where you arrive.
71.
As you arrive on this plane, the moon in the sky is getting low. It seems that the moon is beginning to set, and on the other side, there is no sun rising. It appears that it's getting darker as the moon's setting. Looking around, you appear to be in a large open field surrounded by dark forests, but the trees look unfamiliar. They look larger. In fact, the grass looks larger. Everything here looks larger.
We shrunk.
This is just Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Grounded.
Far in the distance, about half-mile out, you can see signs of a small campfire. The only semblance of light aside from the moon and the stars in the sky. You don't hear the sound of night insects, the sound of chirping crickets, the sound of flapping bat wings. It is completely silent until that silence is broken by the shattering of trees in the distance. Looking far in the distance, even in the darkness, you can see a creature's head breaking the tree branches as it's pushing its way through them. Whatever plane you're on holds horrors that we'll discover in our next episode.
Just a couple of
So this is that season where Dean goes into purgatory.
Thanks for listening, everyone. This episode concludes our second season, Into the Storm. If you are joining us for the first time, listen back to Season 1, The Dungeon of the Wacky Wizard, to discover our players' origins. Season 3 will be here soon, but before that, we will be sharing a little Star Wars-themed one-shot for you all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Lazy Bardcast.
This is gonna be hard. You guys should have done more. It's so much easier.
How many cards are in a deck? 13?
52.
52.
No, or sorry, how many different suits are in a deck?
4.
Four.
Did you
Four
get
suits.
13?
Numbers. So there's
Numbers?
2 through ace, which is 2 through 10, which
There's-
is 2, 3, 4, 5,
there's
6, 7, 8,
13.
9, 10. Jack, queen, king, ace.
Yeah.
So 13. So we just need a D13. Anybody bring theirs?
Let's
Now,
just do
but-
D12.
but I
But
brought
D-
D26, you can divide it in
and-
half.
Yeah.
D4.
Sure,
minus
roll your
3.
D12s, and there's no aces in this deck.
A D12 and a D4 minus 3, minimum of 1.